trouble losing weight, need more energy, want to improve your health? You got a fitness or nutrition question? I probably have an answer for you. What's going on, everyone? Yuri Alkaline here from YuriAlkaline.com, helping you make fit and healthy simple again. Welcome to the Ask Yuri live show. If you don't know who I am, my name is Yuri Alkaline, if you haven't been able to tell already. I'm a New York Times bestselling nutrition author, health and fitness expert, and I've been able to help over 500,000 people to better health over the past, I guess, more than a decade now, and I'm on a mission to help 100 million more by 2040, and I would love for you to be one of them. My forte is making healthy and fit and nutrition and this whole world of complexity a lot more simple for you to understand, and that's what I want to help you do today in this episode of Ask Yuri Live. So here's how this works, guys. If you're joining me live, welcome. Let me know where you're joining in from. So just type into the comments or the chat box there. Let me know where is home for you, and give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying what we're about to cover today. So again, this is all about you guys. It's all about your questions and the answers I can give to what matters to you most. And that's why I love doing this stuff. So welcome everyone, wherever you are from. I'm in Toronto right now. We've actually just had a nice little winter storm that's come through the last couple days. So we've got 15, 20, I don't even know if it's that much, but just, a couple inches of snow. Just when you thought spring was about to arrive, boom, we get hit with the snow. So I haven't been outside in a few days. It's cold, windy, snowy. Not my ideal environment, but whatever. No excuses, right? It's all good. So once again, welcome everyone who's joining me live. We are going till 12:55 p.m. Eastern Time every single Wednesday here, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have a question, let me know in the chat or in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, either on Facebook or on YouTube, welcome guys. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos coming your way. And if you're on Facebook, be sure to like the page, wherever this is. Like the page and share this video with your peeps, with your friends. Let them know that this is happening. So I'm just going to refresh my feed, see if we got some questions coming in. Okay, so before we get started, actually what I'm going to do is I have some good news. As I think I mentioned last week, I'm not too sure if I did, I got a new shipment of books from my publisher, the All-Day Fat Burning Cookbook, and I've got just over 20 left. So they're sitting in kind of literally beside my office. And what we've been doing the last few weeks, if you haven't been joining me, is that I want to send you a copy of this book, like literally the hardcover copy. Beautiful full color pictures, 125 recipes to help you burn fat. And the recipes are like gourmet-like foods. So you're not like counting calories and depriving yourself. You get to enjoy amazing desserts and pastas and all sorts of goodness like this. Allergen-free, gourmet-like foods, 125 recipes to help you burn fat without the insanity that comes along with a lot of diet. So anyways, I would like to send you a copy of this book. I actually just shipped out a bunch last week. I went to the post office, and I'm actually going to sign this book for you. So I'm going to have, your name and all that good stuff. I'm going to write you a little message, and I'm going to ship this off to your house. I will cover the shipping and handling for that. And in order to get a copy of this book, which is a normal retail value of $28 US, all we're asking is that you grab a 6-pack of our energy greens. So it's kind of like a combo that we're doing. So I will include the link for you guys in the comments here. And essentially what we're doing here is when you grab a 6-pack of the greens, you're going to save 20% off the regular price of each bottle. Plus you get a free bottle. So you're actually getting 7 for the price of 6. And I'm going to send you a signed copy of the All-Day Fat Burning Cookbook. So that's what we got going on for the next 20 people, I guess, until these books are done. And just so you know, this is the healthiest and tastiest energy drink on the planet. It's amazing. I formulated it from scratch in my very own kitchen about 2.5 years ago, and it's been one of our best-selling products ever since. People love the taste. 8 raw superfood ingredients, all organic, no nonsense added, no stevia, no sweeteners. We enhance the flavor with the addition of cinnamon, goji berry, and vanilla. It smells amazing, it tastes even better, and it helps energize you in a sustained fashion, so you don't have those ups and downs like you would with caffeine. So let's get to your questions. So again, if you want this, go to alldayenergydiet.com/greensv3, and the link for that is in the comments. And again, next 20, and that's pretty much done for the cookbook. So let's get to your questions. So Raul has a question. What do you recommend for acid reflux? So depends on the nature of the acid reflux, but I'm going to assume that what happens a lot of times with acid reflux is your stomach is actually not producing enough acid. So what happens is the stomach actually churns. Your stomach is a really complex organ of different layers of muscle. So what ends up happening is it actually churns and squeezes harder to try to do its job. So in doing so, it actually squeezes more of the hydrochloric acid or the acid in your stomach up into the esophagus, right, which is your throat in which the food passes down. And that's, again, because your heart is in this area, you get that feeling of heartburn or acid reflux because the acid from your stomach, which is very acidic, is coming up into your, your esophagus, for the lack, I can't think of another term I was going to use, your esophagus, which is not supposed to be dealing with acid. So you get that burning sensation. So what can we do to alleviate that? Well, first and foremost, using things like Tums is not the solution because what that's going to do is that's going to lessen the acid in your stomach even more, which is only going to worsen the problem. So it's a band-aid to the actual cause. So we want to look at things absolutely dietary related. So a lot of times gluten will be associated with some type of acid reflux in some cases. So reducing allergenic foods like gluten, like dairy, and the other allergenic foods like soy, corn, and so forth can be really important. Any foods that are going to upset your digestive system can kind of come back upstream to making this whole situation worse. Second is you can look at actually increasing the stomach acid in your stomach, and one of the best ways of doing so is actually just having a glass of water with apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar is like, why would I take more acid to combat acid reflux? And if it truly is acid reflux, apple cider vinegar can be tremendous. So another thing that you may want to consider with acid reflux is that there might be some type of E. coli, not E. coli, but H. pylori bacteria in the stomach, which is making the whole thing even worse. And apple cider vinegar can help to kind of keep all that stuff at bay. So apple cider vinegar is truly an amazing healing food or drink that, it was funny, we were actually just refilling one of our bottles in the kitchen yesterday, and I noticed like Amy was pouring from this big vat, like this huge jug that we have, which probably it's like a gallon or a little bit more than a gallon for $16. I mean, that's the most inexpensive health superfood you can ever ask for. $16 for a gallon of apple cider vinegar, and apple cider vinegar has, it's just like endless benefits. So that's what I would recommend is reducing allergenic foods, increasing your intake of apple cider vinegar and water, and obviously drinking water throughout the day is going to be very important as well. So Raul, hopefully that helps you out, and thanks for the question. Okay, so Ling, how to get resistant starch with cooled cooked white rice? May I warm it up again? So last week we spoke a lot about this. So if you missed last week's episode, you can dig through my feed here and you'll find it and you can get more insight on that. Or if you want to search the YouTube channel, it's there as well. But essentially, resistant starch is resistant when you take a food like a potato, I shouldn't say any food, but white potatoes, white rice, you cook it and cool it. The cooling of it increases the resistant starch of that food. So now the resistant starch basically is different from a starch in the sense that your body does not absorb those carbohydrates. It actually uses fuel for your gut bacteria, which is very beneficial. So if you warm up the rice after it's been cooled, you negate the resistant starch. Okay, so it's heating and then cooling and then consuming it in its cooled state. If you warm it up and heat it again, then you no longer have the real benefit of the resistant starch. Good? Awesome. How much apple cider vinegar in a glass? It's so funny how often you guys and people in general ask me for the specifics of this stuff. It really doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter, like I talk about like lemon water, it's like it doesn't matter how much lemon is in the water. Apple cider vinegar, whatever you can tolerate, the more the better, really. So I usually, again, I free pour and I just basically look at the color of the water. So there's no apple cider vinegar in here right now, but if there were, it would usually be yellow, like a dark yellow or an orange even in some cases if I put a lot of it in. So it's really whatever you can tolerate. Okay, Ling, how do I get my 18-year-old son to commit to gluten and dairy-free lifestyle? He says it's hard to do when he goes out with friends. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because teenagers, and I was one of them, believe they're invincible. And I thought I was invincible eating garbage for 17 years of my life. And then I lost all my hair in the space of 6 weeks to an autoimmune condition because my immune system went haywire because of all the junk I was eating. So that was a big wake up call for me. Sadly, most teenagers don't go through that experience. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyways, we tend to think we're invincible until something bad happens. And most teenagers, even if they're athletic, even if they're not, they think they can really eat whatever they want because they're young, they're going to burn it off. And unless they're super mature, proactive, health conscious, without being fanatical about it, I'm not really sure to answer that question, to be very honest with you. So I think it has to come from within. I think you can obviously lead by example, but not in the sense of gluten is bad, dairy is bad, this is good, this is bad. We're not trying to create like some foods are terrible, some foods are good. That creates a whole mind frick situation, I really believe, as we go on this journey of life. So I would encourage him to, if he wants to be gluten and dairy free at home, see how he feels. And then when he goes out with friends, if he has, whatever he eats, notice the difference. And it might take a couple exposures to this, but if he can get to the point himself where he's like, I don't feel good when I have that food, I'm going to make the conscious choice not to eat it. That's really what you want to get to. Okay. Is that kind of self-discovery to be like, yeah, like this is better for me if I don't eat this stuff. So it's a tough situation, but that's what I'd recommend. Kim, what's up? What's the best way to heal from candida? This is a tough one. So a lot of the protocols say don't have any sugar for 6 months. Okay, so no fruit, no starchy carbs, no sugar. You're basically just eating green vegetables and meat if you're not a vegetarian for 6 months. And that's not obviously very doable for anybody. So the second way to really approach this is a little bit more on the kind of personalized side. You kind of go with more of like a gut healing approach where you would take specific supplements and different protocols to break down the biofilm around candida, which is kind of like the casing around these yeast. And if you can break through that casing, now they're more exposed to being killed off. So there's a couple ways you can do it. I don't necessarily think I can give you the best protocol here because it's a little bit beyond my expertise, other than saying, reduce your consumption of sugar really and yeast type of products. But if you want to seek out the more personalized advice of a natural medicine doctor, naturopathic doctor, functional medicine doctor, they would definitely give you a much more strict protocol. Actually, one of our mastermind members is amazing at this kind of stuff. If you want to check him out, it's Dr. Stephen Cabral. He's amazing. I don't know if he actually is taking on new patients, but he's the guy who I would recommend any day of the week. So yeah, cool. All right, Christina, love all your books. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've noticed many of the recipes are for cooked food. How much of your current diet is raw? So yeah, I think what happens is, for me, and I think for anyone in life, you just evolve over time. And I started off 12 years ago really espousing and promoting more raw foods, and I still do, but I'm definitely not as raw as I used to be. And that's just because that's just not my thing. I definitely say, okay, if you can get more raw food into your diet to the level that you can, whether that's 50%, 90%, whatever's good for you, you're going to benefit from that tremendously. There's no doubt that raw foods are much better for us than cooked food. However, I would still prefer that you eat a good variety of foods, even if they're not raw. So let's say broccoli, sure, maybe it's better in its raw state, maybe not, but I'm not going to have broccoli in its raw state because it's just tougher to eat. So a lot of the stuff that I create now recipe-wise are going to be a combination of more achievable cooked foods, which are still very nutritious for you, as well as some raw foods. So I would say that, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how much of my current diet is raw. Maybe it's like 50 to 70% depending on the day, but that's typically, what I do. In terms of like the raw side of things, for me, it's mostly juices, smoothies, and salads. I'm not making like elaborate raw food dishes anymore. I've kind of, that era is way behind me. So yeah, but you just have to find out what's going to work best for you. Amog, my day has been very well, my friends. Thank you very much for asking. Hope yours has been awesome as well. Just gonna grab a little sip of water. Ling, I think eating beans and lentils are amazing. Heavily discouraged, I think, by a lot of the paleo community, but it's really unfortunate because the health benefits of beans and lentils are tremendous. I talk about the ultimate vehicle for healthy carbs, fiber, and protein. You can't get that in any other food, and there's so much research, and I talk about this a little bit in this cookbook, a little bit in the predecessor, the all-day fat burning diet, talking about, like, what's the deal? Like, people are scared of these lectins, these anti-nutrients. They're so insignificant compared to the benefits that you're getting from beans and legumes. So I would strongly recommend, again, if you're okay with them, enjoy them because they're just powerhouses of nutrition. Joetta, how's it going? So can I drink smoothies if I'm type 2 diabetic? I bought all the ingredients and read something that I shouldn't. Well, there is the ultimate dilemma with the current day and age in which we live. I read something and now I'm scared of doing that. Or I read something and it's the complete opposite of something else I read. Welcome to the world of nonsense, right? So here's the thing. If you are making a smoothie which is heavily based on fruit, I would not recommend you drink it because if it's going to be bananas and sugar and all that kind of stuff, that's going to boost your sugar, right? Your blood sugar, which is not good. If you're drinking a smoothie that is heavily based on greens, protein, fiber, and maybe a little bit of fruit in there just to sweeten things up, that's totally fine. So as a type 2 diabetic, the key is to understand you have to balance out your smoothies and anyone in general with fiber and protein. And obviously some omega-3 fatty acids are good as well, because if you're just infusing liquid, even if it has the fiber, you're not getting the blood sugar or the glycemic load benefit or reducing benefit that you're going to get when you add in protein and fat and fiber to that. So that's why in all the smoothies I make, whatever's in the smoothie, I'll usually add in extra fiber, so ground flax seeds, ground chia seeds. I'll throw in some type of protein, so maybe it's a collagen protein or maybe it's an actual protein powder. And then I'll usually throw in some flaxseed oil or some coconut oil to get in those healthy fats, that fiber, and the protein, because all that combined is going to reduce the glycemic load of whatever you're drinking. And the glycemic load basically means what is the impact on your blood sugar that this food or drink is going to have. The higher the glycemic load, the worse off it is. So we want to reduce that by choosing better quality ingredients and then really kind of bundling them, if you will, with good protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Cool? Okay, Stacy, talk about kombucha. I tried one and it was nasty. Yeah, I mean, kombucha, if you don't like it, don't drink it. I mean, I used to have a kombucha factory literally in my laundry room in our old house. And then I realized, I'm like, you know what? It's a little bit too much caffeine for me, I think. Even though the caffeine is very, very, very minimal, I was drinking quite a bit of it. And there's a lot of benefits for some people in terms of, gut bacteria and probiotics. But if you don't like it, don't drink it. It's all good. Beans and lentils are incomplete protein. Need rice? Absolutely not. This is one of the biggest myths. It's crazy. And unfortunately, most people are not educated properly about this. I talk about this extensively in our Super Nutrition Academy program, which is at supernutritionacademy.com, which is kind of like the everyday person's nutrition school, a holistic nutrition degree literally in 1 hour per week, more or less. So one of the biggest myths is that you have to have complete proteins. You don't. If you only had beans or lentils at your lunch or dinner, then guess what? Your body has a stored amino acid pool in your muscles and your liver. So if you're missing like lysine or isoleucine or some amino acid, your body is going to fill the gaps and make that complete protein inside of you. Over time, if you're incomplete in amino acids, you're going to start to become slightly depleted, but that's not happening in anybody in the modern world. If you're eating a relatively well-balanced diet, you're going to get everything you need, even if it's not at the specific meal. So the notion of incomplete proteins is a big myth that hopefully, you can not worry about. Apple cider vinegar, hearing negative things. True? Where are you guys hearing negative things about apple cider vinegar? Can you, Gabriella, can you let me know where you're hearing negative things about? Because I can't understand that. That's like, I've heard negative things about greens. I've heard negative things about broccoli. So you have to understand that in this world, people need to stand out. So what they do is they start making ridiculous claims to get your attention. And that's how marketing works, unfortunately. So there's no negative side effects to apple cider vinegar. Okay? It doesn't matter what your situation is. It's all good. It's all good. Joni, I use your cookbook daily. I really would like to try the energy greens. However, I'm at stage 2 chronic kidney disease. Do you know if there would be any effect on my kidneys? So these bad boys have no side effects that I'm aware of. So again, organic goji berry, organic maca, organic barley grass, organic alfalfa, organic chlorella, spirulina, organic cinnamon, organic vanilla. Nothing here is going to compromise your kidneys. There's no like excessive amounts of protein that's going to put your kidneys under distress. It's just all natural nutrition. And the good thing is it actually helps rebalance your blood pH, right? This acid-alkaline balance, which is so vital for your health. And kidneys, obviously, are very important for balancing off that pH balance in the blood. That's one of the biggest things they do. So is it going to reverse the kidney disease? I don't think so. But is it helpful for just overall health, energy, weight loss, all that good stuff? Absolutely. There's no one I would say don't take this. Like unless you have a specific allergy to one of the ingredients, totally fine. Strongly recommend it. I mean, they're amazing. They're so good. I just got my new stash of 6. I usually get 6 every few months. And they're so good. So even my kids love it. It's awesome. Okay, so Gabriella, I'm shocked as well. I've read that it spikes pH levels. I suppose can't believe in everything you read. Yeah, I don't understand how it can spike your pH level. So apple cider vinegar is acidic, but inside the body it's actually alkaline. So it's like lemon. Lemon is acidic, but once it's metabolized, it's alkaline. I've never seen anything related to apple cider vinegar spiking blood sugar. Or sorry, not blood sugar, but pH. It's the complete opposite. It actually increases your pH to a slightly alkaline level, which is hugely beneficial for your health, right? As do the greens, right? So don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. It's hugely beneficial. Are your energy greens safe for celiacs? Yes, I would. So these are actually gluten-free, right? So we harvest the barley grass, which again, if you let it go too long, would have a degree of gluten in there. But we've actually, we harvest them at a specific height or maturation where they're most nutrient dense without the development of gluten. So we've actually never had a customer tell us, listen, I started throwing up after greens as a result of having celiac. So what I would suggest, Kim, is maybe try 1 bottle to be safe. And again, we've got a full refund policy. So if you don't love it for an entire year, just let us know. And if you do have an issue, again, we've never seen that, but if you do have an issue, just let us know. Obviously, we'll take care of you on that. So yeah, a good question though. Rob Drew, by the way, your greens are the best. Everyone, please buy them. Well, awesome, Rob. Thank you so much. And guys, I didn't pay Rob to say that. I've actually never met Rob. So thank you so much for jumping in and saying that. Yes, we do believe that they are the best. And there's no like white private label here. We actually developed these from scratch, a proprietary blend. And yeah, they're phenomenal. They're so good. Ling, how do I eat more cold raw foods in the cold temperature? At least eat warm foods in the winter. Okay, so I think you just answered your question. Just eat more warm foods in the winter. Don't worry about it. It's all good. All right. This has been a good session, guys. It's been a good session. So just a few more minutes here. I'm going to grab a little sip of water. Again, just a reminder, if you guys grab a 6-pack of the greens, you're going to get an extra bottle for free. You're going to save 20% off your order. And I'm going to be sending you a signed copy of the All Day Fat Burning Cookbook. Full hardcover, full color, the whole bit. I'm going to sign a little personal message for you inside, and I'm going to send it to you. You can get this on Amazon for about $30, or you can grab a 6-pack of these, boost your energy, help your ability to lose weight, get more mental clarity, better looking skin, literally become unstoppable. And you're going to just enjoy amazing amounts of alkalinity coming into your body to help you achieve all these great things. And I'm going to send you a copy of the cookbook. But we only have about 20 copies of the cookbook left. So if you want one, grab a 6-pack, and then I'll send you a copy of the cookbook. Again, the URL is in the comment thread, alldayenergydiet.com/greensv3. All right, so I want to thank you all for taking the time for joining me today. We've had a good attendance. And this has been a lot of fun. So once again, every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we are right here, same bad channel, same bad time, unless I'm on an airplane, which does happen sometimes because I love flying. And throughout the week, I'll be posting some more kind of one-off, quick kind of answer Q&A type videos to help you guys out with specific questions. If you have a question you want answered throughout the week, be sure to send a message to my page. So not so much in the comment thread, but actually send us a message, because that way we can document and take all those questions, and I'll address them in upcoming Q&A videos and Ask Yuri Live. And again, the best way for me to be of service to you guys is just to answer questions. If all I did was answer questions, I think I'd feel pretty good about that, because it's all about you guys and serving you and really helping clarify what's most important for you guys. So yeah, Bruce, anxious to get your book tomorrow. I ordered last night on Amazon. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, you'll love it. It's awesome. I'm very, very happy with the work that I've been able to produce. Everything I put out I never compromise on my work. So you can, don't worry about that. You're getting the best of me every single time. And I'm very honored to do what I do. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Hope you have an amazing day. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. If you're watching the replay on Facebook here, enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who need to know about this stuff. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, same bad time, same bad channel. And I will talk to you then. Trouble losing weight? Need more energy? Want to improve your health? You got a fitness or nutrition question? I probably have an answer for you.